Guys, Elvis and Hunter here, and today we are going to learn two ways of splitting strings depending on the case that you're working with. The first one will be an easy way because it's a feature that comes with Excel, and then the second one is a little bit tricky because we'll be using formulas, but it will be nevertheless amazing. So let's just go ahead and work on this. Let's just go ahead and copy column B. This will be our text to work with. All right, and let's paste it here. So the first one is a very popular one and it's very useful. When you go to the tabs at the top of your workbook, you will see the data tab. You can just go ahead and select the column that you want to work with, and then on the data tab, click on text column. Okay, so you have the fixed width that is used for splitting when you have the same amount of characters in the column. Otherwise it would be a mess. You just want to do it right now with the last name and first name, because neither the name nor the last name is similar. It doesn't have the same amount of characters. So we're just gonna work with the limited, which is another option that is more accurate for the case, the specific scenario that we are looking for, which is finding way of splitting last names and first name. So for this, we will use a parameter, a common parameter, which is the space that we have in between them. But there will be some other cases in which you will be able to use commas and some other characters, or like dashes and stuff like that. Let's click on next, and you will see here that I already have the space, but I want you to see the data preview at the bottom of this pop-up. You can see the preview of how your data will look like once you apply this feature over this column. So as you can see, Excel is just taking the space in between them to separate them into different columns. Now we're just gonna hit finish and Excel will take care of the rest. Okay, sometimes you can just get rid of one of these columns just by selecting the do not import column, and you will choose one of them, but in this case we want both of them, so we will just click on finish and Excel will take care of this. As you can see now, Excel did the job and it's split it by name and last name. Just gonna copy this and paste it here just to have it here like a reference to what we have done with the text columns. Now the second one, I already prepared for you a couple of formulas that you'll be using for these. You just go ahead and copy them here, and then I will explain each one so that you have an idea of what is going on. But don't worry, it's very easy. So for this one, I'm sorry. For this one, I'm basically using left. Okay, so left is one of the manipulation formulas for text that you have in Excel. So I'm telling Excel, okay, let's take the left of P3, okay, but I want you to go to where the space is, and once you get to the space, just give me that. I don't need anything else. The only problem here, and I need to fix that, is that when you do that, you will still have a space there. If I show you that, let me just copy this. You will see that if I paste it as values, these will have a space. Let me just show you real quick. As you can see, the space is in there. So how do we get rid of that? It's really easy. I really want you to see that sometimes we make that mistake, and it's very important just to put in here a -1. That will tell Excel, okay, I want the left by finding the space, but just go back one to the left so that we don't have that problem anymore. If we actually drag these, and then let's just copy again Tim and paste it as values, and you will see now if we go to this that we don't have any space. That is really important when it comes to details, because in the space it's a character as well, so that will count. So what am I doing there anyways? Let me just place back the formula so that you're aware of what is going on. So I'm telling Excel, from B3, get me the left part of these until where Excel can find with the find formula the space. Okay, but don't include the space. That's why I'm placing the -1. Don't include that space. Just give me the left from the beginning of this string, which is the T, until M. Okay, so that's what Excel. That is what Excel is doing right now. So as you can see, this is a very uh, useful formula when it comes to just extract, part of a string by just looking for a criteria, in this case the character. That's what I'm finding. So what happened with the last name then? It is indeed the same case, but we will use another text manipulation formula. This is the mid. Okay, mid worked kind of similar. Okay, so in the case of the mid, I will give the mid the text that I want to work with, in this case B3, and then I will tell mid, okay, I want to find the space. Okay, I want to find the space. All right, once you find it, I want you to start in that position and just go ahead and get me the rest of the B3 with the length. We'll just count the length and just gonna start by taking that reference, which is the space, to go to the right. So as you can see, this also worked, but let me just show you something real quick here. If we actually copy and paste this, let me show you something really quick. This is really important for you guys as well. Look what happened. You see the space in between, the space that we are taking in there is not right. So why am I bringing this up? Because sometimes we also do that. So what would be the logic of this? Okay, mid is starting exactly where we're telling them. But let's just go ahead and try two different scenarios. Right now I'm telling them, okay, the find is in here. I want you to start from there. But I could also simply say, I want you to start where the find is +1. Don't you guys think? Let me just go ahead and see what happens if I do that. Let's copy this, paste as values, and if we check now, you will see that the space is not longer there. Actually, this is the way I use it, and the other way is just by going right. If you just want to go the long way and just create an impressive formula, you go doing the right formula, but you get -1 on the right formula. So it will be exactly the same by putting all this mid in the right formula. So let me just go ahead and add it here. We just want to be able to have it there, and then just run it. And as you can see, everything just remains the same. Okay, this is really important, guys. And basically this is the way I do it with formula, guys. I know you can do it faster and easier with the text columns,